Hey guys, it's your boy TG here. Bring it from the bottom. You're locked in to Goode Got You Entertainment. Yeah, you noticed it. We got a new background. And yeah, it says go getter because that's the bottom line. That's what TG stand for. Go getting. No, Cam Taylor's not here. And no, his delusional corner not here, even though I hope him the best. And happy birthday to his cousin. I hope she sees this. Happy birthday for Goode Got You Entertainment. But Cam Taylor, where the hell you at? And I don't know what you're doing, but get back here because we need you. But then Cheryl, where the hell you at? We need you too. But meanwhile, MPG, we here. Goode Got You Entertainment. We just got a lot of things to cover. And we got a lot of things increasing. And I ain't even talking about Deshaun Watson. But one thing is, how you feel? We here one more week at Goode Got You Entertainment.
I'm feeling great.
Man, oh man, we got some people coming in. I'm trying to let them get a little bit of time to come in here. And a couple of things we got to talk about. Breaking news out of Houston. And yeah, Houston, we got just that much more problems. Deshaun Watson's allegations have climbed up and increased to now 16 women that claim that Deshaun Watson sexually assaulted or inappropriate conduct occurred. Even one woman, we say we're not going to talk about it, but just to give a little background about it, the attorney of Deshaun Watson has spoken out and said some of these cases are false. And some of them he called a circus at some point. And even that, he talked more about when will it stop. And I want to take this in consideration because this was brought to my attention when I was watching Facebook. And I look at Facebook and Instagram and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. But viewers, I hope you understand where I'm coming from this. This case with Deshaun Watson and these 16 individuals that say he did this sexual harassment or any other misconduct that's happening. The bitter fact of it all is the fact that Deshaun Watson's case right now is getting world attention. But a few weeks ago, Chad Wheeler, 2 months, damn sure killed his black girlfriend, and he don't even get a 30-minute segment on ESPN. Now I'm pissed. Because no, it's not either one of them are the same thing. It's hurting a woman. It's putting a woman's value down. Damn right it is. I'm pissed about it. Either way, if you beat your damn wife, you should be locked up forever. If you sexually harass girls and they come out to be true, damn right, you should be the full extent of the goddamn law. But at the end of the day, one thing I felt with this was, this is a black quarterback. And the NFL, he gets bashed, he gets brutalized, and damn sure hung in the streets of New York. And then, but no, a white man, Chad Wheeler, can dog his doggone black girlfriend, dog her out like a dog in the street, beat her and drag her to the house until she's damn sure on the bed unconscious. Don't even know if she's breathing. But nobody puts nothing on that. Nothing. I'm pissed on that, Martin. That's the thing. I'm pissed. From the start of the show, I'm pissed off because it's the bottom line that it's stuff like that in the world that we go, well, if it was, and I just told you and Cam just last when we talked about this, if it was us, if it was him, if he was black, we shouldn't be thinking about that in 2021. I don't give a damn what the extent is. You shouldn't be thinking about it. You shouldn't. This is the bottom line of it is. But I hope that these cases come out with Deshaun Watson, whichever way it may look. If Deshaun is telling the truth, I hope justice is served to him. If the women were impacted by that, I hope they get justice as well, because nobody should deserve to go through that.
And it's just like you said, you hope that Deshaun Watson is telling the truth, because if not, that can destroy Deshaun Watson's career, along with he already got problems with trying to seek out of the Houston Texans, and now you're facing allegations that may be true, but in your evidence is false. So with Deshaun Watson and his distractions, it's just eating him up inside.
I can only imagine what he's going through, and not only that, the women that have been traumatized by this incident, however that may, but we're waiting for more information to come out. And I just want to brief on that because that's been brought to my attention that Chad Wheeler can do some heinous crime and call it a romantic episode. But then Deshaun Watson, that's what happened to be black in the QB in the league, he gets bashed for that, which you should both bash him. I'm not saying neither one should get off the hook. No, you hurt the women. I don't give a damn what you do. You go to jail. Go to the law. I don't care who you are. Okay, you president or you the
If
addition.
you do something, then you suffer the consequences that come with it.
That's the bottom line. But on a more a better note, we flipped the switch, and now I want to talk about quarterback Patrick Mahomes. Since we talked about quarterbacks of color, let's talk about Patrick Mahomes.
Okay.
This man not only let the world view his little 1 month old daughter the other day, which she was a beauty, and I like the photo because it was a African American or mixed father with his child, instead of showing them as they're nothing, show them in the light that they are. And Patrick Mahomes is a vision of it. Not only that, he's part owner of the Royals. Not only that, the star of the team for the Kansas City Chiefs. Not only that, now his legacy is moving on, not only for his daughter but for his family, and that's because Patrick Mahomes and his partners, 15 and the Mahomies, is partnering with HBCU Legacy Bowl, and that's a good thing for a lot of people. I mean, not only just HBCUs, because we both graduates HBCUs, but partnerships, just bringing outpouring information to the black community, to the black organizations, the black leadership that's making America where it's going to be in the near future. But Patrick Mahomes is paving that way. Well, I talked about HBCUs. I have to bring to attention of the viewers, if I could pull the video up, I wish I could. But did you see President Abdullah and the guy Afro go at it? I mean, you had the original cross up.
It's like with President Abdullah, you knew what time it was when he took his jacket off. You already knew that from the jump.
Taking the jacket off is the least of my worries. That man was ready from the first time he crossed him up till now, going on ESPN.
From start to finish.
And he even get a rematch. And it drops a crispy buck. I don't know if he's up there. I don't know if President Abdul has Seth Curry at the field.
No, he was taking some notes from Dave Donald.
I think he was. I mean, cause he was like, bye-bye. And that was it. That was the bottom line. I mean, you can't get no better than that when you come to talking about the happy thing. You had the bad things, you had the happy moments, and President Abdul brought some light with Afro to Virginia State University, and it blew up. Even Dr. Andrews is on there. And I hope she watched the podcast because she's even there, and she's holding the cup. So she might even have the golden hand holding the cup. And we got a lot of other people in there. I ain't really mentioned about right now, but we know what it is. But we got a lot more to cover. The Cardinals, Arizona, is firing up on all cylinders. I'm surprised they haven't picked Clowney up, but hey, I don't know what they got in pitchers. But they beat up security on the defense. J.J. Watt, defensive lineman, a stellar one when he is. Talk about that. Malcolm Butler, cornerback, daily when he is. Patrick Peterson, these notable names. But let me tell you this. When you beef up security like this, Marcus, do you think they would create success? Or will it just be like the Rams did a couple years ago when they put Eric Weddle, they put Clay Matthews, they put all these big names on there, and they crash all year long?
I think it does beef up security for success because when you look at the Arizona Cardinals, last year they could have made the playoffs, but obviously they didn't have the help that they deserved. So with beefing up security and just adding different pieces to different positions, whether it's on offense or whether it's from defense, it's a tremendous amount of help that Cliff Kingsbury, the head coach, is trying to offer and trying to do. So it all does make sense of why the Arizona Cardinals, they picked up Malcolm Butler just to replace Patrick Peterson, who's shipped his way to the Minnesota Vikings. When you look at Malcolm Butler, he started his career with the New England Patriots. We seen what he did in the Super Bowl against Seattle, who paved the way with the New England Patriots. Then you get traded to the Tennessee Titans. We all know how that ended up. And then he gets released from the Tennessee Titans, and now he found a new home in Arizona.
Yeah, it's got a new home, and the new rising squad with the Cardinals. I mean, offensively and defensively, they're beefing up security. But let's talk about beefing up security. And that's the Browns having a visit by Jadeveon Clowney. another mastermind behind the Houston Texans defense when them two were on the edges. We know what he did when he was in college. We know what he did when he was at Michigan and how he crushed that man and the helmet popped off. That's the first thing. That's the bottom line. And then he goes to the NFL years later and shows his behind. And you want to know something else like Clowney? He's a big mother. Oh, well, watch him out. But he makes the Cleveland Browns give him a visit. So they visit. Now, what would this mean for Cleveland going into this offseason, about to go into the preseason soon? What would that mean? You already at the draft. I mean, they haven't signed him or anything yet, but just giving that man a look. What does that mean?
What it means with the Cleveland Browns, I mean, it just simply means that it's options out there. But if they do decide to sign Clowney, I would say it's a mix of both between the good and the bad. It's a good thing because you add an additional pass rusher alongside with Myles Garrett, who can also do damage and can just hammock your offensive line. So, but the bad thing is when you look at Jadeveon Clowney and his track record, he's not really reliable due to the fact that he's just been injury prone throughout his NFL season or his NFL career in general.
Yes, indeed. So while talking about the defensive side and clear things up about how people beefing up security, let's talk about how people are trying to avoid getting rushed, and that means quarterback position. We had a lot of changes over the last couple weeks, and one of them being the Chicago Bears released a tweet the other day on Twitter. Andy Dalton is their number one, and he is going to be their starter. Now, with that being said, we see what Andy Dalton can do when he played with the Cowboys as a backup under Dak Prescott, under that injury that we see nasty, but Dak Prescott's back, and the Cowboys said, we don't need you no longer. And also the Bengals said, we don't need you no longer. But in this sense, who deserves it more? I mean, we got a long time coming, and I know change will come, but we haven't even got this preseason. But who do you think rightfully owns this spot? Mitchell Trubisky's out the door. Bears said, we don't even need you no more. Days later, we said, okay, Russell might come in. They said, scratch Russell, Andy Dalton's there. So Andy Dalton's our guy. And now you have Andy Dalton or Nick Foles. Who do you think deserves that hot seat right now?
Well, honestly, in my opinion, I'll have to say Nick Foles just because of he got an upper Super Bowl experience than Andy Dalton, who hasn't won a Super Bowl in his career. So I just feel like with Nick Foles being the starting quarterback for the Chicago Bears, it could help learn the ropes in Andy Dalton and just show the ropes of what it takes to like get that push into the playoffs, get that push to the NFC Championship, and get that push to making it and winning the Super Bowl.
So also on that, since the Bears are playing in the same company as Tom Brady, and they play in the same company as Aaron Rodgers, and now Taysom Hill being the head of the Saints, and we don't even know what's going to go happen in Seattle. But while we're talking about quarterback matchups, let's talk about Super Bowl MVP, a Super Bowl caliber QB in Joe Flacco. We know you know a lot about him, and I know we all know what he's capable of doing, but we know he's kind of burnt out. But one thing also is Joe Flacco said, I'm out. I'm like a jet. I'm leaving. And I'm not going to be in New Jersey anymore. Guess what? I'm going over to Philly, and I'm going to play with the Eagles. And you want to know something? He's the backup to who? Jalen Hurts. Because guess what? Carson Wentz got bounced out, and he put it into the Colts. So guess what's going to happen? You got this man fighting against Jalen Hurts, the man that awfully almost saved the Eagles season because the damn NFC East was that horrible last year. The fact that Hurts is just that much away. But he couldn't get the job done. And the Eagles sat at home. Like Washington moved on and lost to Tampa the week after. But what do you think right now? We're seeing what Jalen Hurts is capable of doing. You know what Joe Flacco is, but we also see Joe Flacco come out the mud of the Jets and didn't do nothing but see go just like Sam Darnold.
Right.
But how do you think? Do you think that was a good move by the Eagles with Jalen Hurts still being young. They don't have another backup to save his life. So right now they got Joe Flacco, a veteran, that could possibly teach him a little something. Cam says nothing, but I give him a little something. What you think?
I would say veteran and mentor wise, I would say yes. Because it's like what you said before. We know what Joe Flacco is capable of. He has a Super Bowl MVP under his belt. Playoff Joe Flacco was something else. But when you look at Jalen Hurts, he had a taste of the football experience of just being that number one QB last season. This year, I just think the Philadelphia Eagles should take it up a notch and just, as him being a young QB, let him learn and let him develop more on trying to be great than he is.
Yeah, I see that the Eagles might have some quarterback controversy mid-season, and they might have a Carson Wentz incident that I call it the Wentz effect, and that'll be where you don't know which quarterback you want. But we've seen a lot of quarterback controversy happen. We got Ryan Fitzpatrick in Washington. We see what they'll take on.
Or Fitzmagic.
Fitzpatrick, you call it what it is. We see not only the Eagles said we got a new guy in the house, so we got to know a lot of good things. NFC East is packing a punch. They said the Cowboys might try to steal it, but I think Washington will. But we'll talk about that a whole lot later. But while talking about free agencies and not even that signing people, let's talk a little bit about the Tampa Bay Bucks. Some people call it Tampa Bay because of Tom Brady. But let's talk about the Bucks and see what they got. So the Bucks held on to 20 of 21 players from the free agency. So they had officially grouped a lot of men together, drew some X's and O's, and said, "Hey, we got a 40-year-old quarterback. Let's hit the Super Bowl." Hit a Super Bowl against an upcoming star Patrick Mahomes, and guess what? They swallowed him, and all he did was rush 500 yards and then score a touchdown. Defense did it all, and the offense just followed up. And Tom Brady showed him that he is one of the greatest players of all time. He may not be the top of my book, because Aaron Rodgers still at the top of my book. But that's just the bottom line of it is. I got to give it to him. He's a great man. But we got to also give time where it's due, or give props where it's due. Tom Brady is a bad man, but it took some great receivers to go out there. It took a great offensive line to block. It took a damn sure good defense to help him out against Patrick Mahomes, because Patrick Mahomes is just that badass man. That's the bottom line of what it is. But the thing is, Marcus, they signed. This is a team that put a bunch of men together in 1 year, and Bruce Arians said he is the quarterback whisperer. Hold on, guys. I got something to get you. We talk about the quarterback whisperer. I got to go get this book because he is the quarterback whisperer. And yeah, I just walked off the set. It's my show. But the bottom line, he said the quarterback whisperer, the QB whisperer. That's what he said he is. And you want to know what? This book is true. I read this book, and it's really, really good. And he is the quarterback whisperer. And it's Bruce Arians. He acted like he was trash at one point, and everybody doubted him. Everybody said that the Bucks should be done with him. Every team should be done with him. The Falcons should be done with him. Everybody should be done with him. But this man proved that this book came out, and it proved his point. He knows what he's doing. When you get a skilled quarterback like Tom Brady, Aaron Rodgers, Drew Brees, Peyton Manning, Eli, all them guys. But one thing is about this Bucks team, the coach and the ownership, not like everybody else. We got teams like Green Bay that want to put all their money in one person. You got some people that don't want to put money in nobody. Jaguars. But in Tampa Bay, they got everybody back. Yeah, everybody didn't get all the money they probably wanted. But guess what? When you have a team like this, just like the Patriots, would you rather went to a Jets and got $30 million for 2 years? Or would you rather went to a New England Patriots in 2005 and only got paid $5 million for 2 years? Guess what? That $5 million will come with a bunch of endorsements, a bunch of incentives, and now on top of that, a Super Bowl contending team like the New England Patriots were. Now it's the Tampa Bay Buccaneers fighting against Aaron Rodgers and company. Now the Saints out the picture. There's only two teams in the NFC that may come close to winning the Super Bowl, and that'll be Tom Brady and his Bucks, and that'll be Aaron Rodgers and the Packers. That's who's in his way. But right now, that move right there, getting 20 of 21 guys you released. I mean, Kadama Kasu. I mean, guys like that. that could go out and get a job anywhere. I mean, but they got everybody back. Even Bruce Arians said, "You're not going anywhere." He was in the Super Bowl celebration. "You're not going nowhere. Sit your damn down. Sit down. You're not going nowhere." He was telling the team, and ownership stood behind him. This is what happens when you have a successful organization. You have a successful ownership. You have a successful coaching staff. You have a successful team. You have a successful operations. This is what happened. You win Super Bowls. We all said Antonio Brown wouldn't get another damn job. But guess what he did? He came back and he won the damn Super Bowl without Big Ben, without Juju, without Mike Tomlin, with nobody. Guess what he went to? Tampa Bay. And he got his Super Bowl ring in Tampa Bay. Breaking history, being one of the only teams to do that and play in their own Super Bowl and win it against one of the hottest QBs in Patrick Mahomes. But so, what does but re-signing 20 out of 21 players, what does that mean to you, Marcus? I mean, look at all the odds they beat this year.
Well, when I think of that, it just means that it just shows that the organization is more important than just yourself as a player. And because of that, and the way that they was willing to do that, the way the Tampa Bay Buccaneers was willing to do that, it just shows that behind the scenes, they was trying to restructure different contracts from different players in order to stock up that cap space. Because we know due to COVID, salary cap space was pretty low among all 32 teams in the NFL. So that's why it was important that a lot of players, a lot of 20 to 21 guys on the Tampa Bay Buccaneers organization, that's why it was important for them to take less instead of taking more. That way, everybody can have their fair share on what they want and what they are capable of and just fulfill the lane.
So, with that being said, I'm thinking Green Bay and Seattle's our biggest throw up. I don't think Seattle's no more. I think Green Bay, I'm not saying it because I'm a Packers fan, it's just the realest thing. But one thing of it is the NFC altogether. If you look at what's going on, the Saints crumbled with getting Drew Brees at the last minute saying that he's out, he's going to go spend more time with his kids. You got a day coming up with a rising star, Taysom Hill, or Jameis Winston. Then you have teams like Seattle, even though they're not like the Legion of Boom that we used to see. You have other teams like the Rams. We'll see what they can do with Matt Stafford. We see what Detroit can do with Jared Goff. We see what Fitzpatrick and the guys can do in
the Cardinals.
We'll see what the Cardinals can do. Mm-hmm. They'll be a huge threat. But who do you think is the largest or biggest threat in the NFC right next to the Bucs standing their way to the Super Bowl?
I'm going to say the Green Bay Packers. I mean, if you look at the NFC Championship playoff game last year, something in my mind is just telling me that the Green Bay Packers, they're gonna come back and they're gonna try and defeat Tom Brady and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Just that revenge of, well, that final play with Aaron Rodgers and Matt LaFleur, the dumbest decision ever. Like, Aaron Rodgers had a chance to run with the football for himself for the touchdown. But instead, he just threw it like, whoop, like it's nothing.
So good.
But I just think that the Green Bay Packers are the more physical threat that's standing in the Tampa Bay Buccaneers' way. And not only that, you got the bad man Aaron Rodgers himself. You still got Aaron Jones, who got re-signed to a 4-year deal. Then you still got Devontae Adams, the bad receiver. And you still got amongst other weapons that can help contribute and can help deliver around Aaron Rodgers.
Not only that, I've heard rumors that Green Bay is going into the draft very hot. I've heard from numerous sources. One close friend of mine, they say that they're going to go get an offensive lineman, they're going to go get a cornerback, and they're going to try their hardest in the second round to go get a wideout as a wide receiver.
Well, let's just hope those hopes turn into reality.
I hope so, because it'll be another crying season of TG for the whole NFL season. But that wraps up the NFL talk. But now we got to go to the NBA breakdown. And that's a lot of things. And I wish Cam was here, but he's not. He's celebrating his cousin's birthday, all right? And then happy birthday to Hurricane. But the trade deadline went down today, 3 o'clock. And guess who's not being traded? Kyle Lowry. He's one of the ones. The hottest topic that were going on all week long was Kyle Lowry. And guess what? He's still sitting in where?
The Toronto Raptors.
Yeah. and he don't even know. He's like, what? But then you tell me this. So would it be smart for the Raptors to just say, hey, you're here, let's make the best out of it? Or what team would, if he were to get traded, if he could, what would you think would be the best place for him right now in the NBA? I mean, look at the Lakers. They're crumbling right now with 2 injuries. We'll talk about that in a minute.
If I had to choose, I'll probably say the Miami Heat. I think the Miami Heat would have been a good fit, in my opinion, for Kyle Lowry, due to the fact that you still got Tyler Hero, you still got Jimmy Butler, but if you add an addition to Kyle Lowry, just imagine how dangerous the Miami Heat would be.
Possible to the finals.
Yeah, possibly. They could be a huge threat.
They could.
So I just think that the Miami Heat would have been a good fit for Kyle Lowry, even though the Miami Heat did pick up Victor Oladipo. And with that being said, I think that was a huge help for the Miami Heat and for them to just continuing to contribute and just trying to make the playoffs.
Yeah, making the playoffs is one of the key factors. And I tell you, with that being said about Kyle Lowry, I would say his biggest team, one of them being Miami and one of them being the Clippers. Only reason I say the Clippers is Kawhi Leonard couldn't say, oh, I ain't gonna win. Paul George couldn't say, I disappeared. None of that could happen. The Clippers think they can do it. They put him in that picture. I mean, they'll be contending with the Nets. They'll be contending with the Lakers. What's the Lakers crumbling? So LA. I mean, the LA's crumbling on one side. That's why the Clippers got to go do what they got to do. That's the bottom line.
But with y'all, I was thinking with the Clippers, I was thinking try trading for Lonzo.
Yeah, Lonzo would be a huge factor. Talking about Lonzo Ball, let's talk about that, and we get into the Ball family and what their issues going on right now. But not only Lonzo Ball tried to be on the shop on the market, and I don't think he went anywhere from my sources. I don't know, but Lonzo would have been a good addition to the Clippers. He'd been a good addition to the Heat. They gave him one more 3-point shooter, but it didn't happen. Should have, would have, but it didn't. I know the raw ball's at home best. But one thing, let's talk about while we talk about the ball, the big baller brand, and all that good stuff.
BBB.
Let's talk about LaMelo Ball. Hurt his wrist. No, it wasn't a wrist injury. No.
Yep.
Yeah, it was a fractured wrist. Fractured wrist, and he's out for the season. Rookie year, gone. Too soon, as some people would say. I mean,
definitely too soon.
He's already shown us how far Rocky can go, and I think if he had the whole full extent of not only going to regular season of making the playoffs, they could have made some exciting playoff push. I would have went to a Hornets game and viewed it, but I'm not paying that money. But one thing is, how do you think LaMelo's injury will impact the Hornets season for the rest of the year?
I think it would be a huge impact just due to the fact of how LaMelo Ball is just so dynamic and so explosive and just playing through all cylinders. Like we knew before the draft that LaMelo Ball was something special due to the fact that he played overseas amongst different Australian professionals, even or other international professionals. So we already knew what LaMelo Ball was capable of. But just losing him and what the Charlotte Hornets have to face, it is very detrimental. And I just feel like if if LaMelo Ball hadn't been injured, he would have been Rookie of the Year.
On top of that, you're talking about injuries and stuff like that. The Lakers falling ill to almost everything around them, faster than the Titanic, as some people would say. That was pretty fast for a boat that was unsinkable. But LeBron James out 4 to 6 weeks, high ankle sprain. Some people said indefinitely, but now they say 4 to 6 weeks. That's a long time in basketball. Anthony Davis out for 2 more weeks, at the least, maybe 3 to 4. Now, with these injuries coming up, LeBron's not getting any younger. AD's not either. How would you think? How much would you think this impact the Lakers going not only through the late screening, I would say the third quarter of the NBA season, and not only that, coming up on a roller coaster ride in the playoffs, maybe have to be tasked with the Clippers, maybe have to be tasked with other guys around the barn. How do you think these injuries, since it's up now, a high ankle sprain can be re-aggravated at any moment? AD had a little, I mean, not a little, but an injury like that too. But how do you think these injuries will affect the team, not only now, but going into the future?
I think with those two injuries, it's pretty scary because when you look at LeBron James and when you look at Anthony Davis, those are your two notable, dangerous players in the starting lineup. So with them two being out, that just simply means that the other players for the Los Angeles Lakers, they just need to step up and they need to show out in any given moment. Like with LeBron James and Anthony Davis just being out, everyone needs to step up no matter what.
A lot of stepping up do need to be made, and let's talk about stepping up. But one thing is stepping up, and somebody talking about next man up, is the Brooklyn Nets the other night. They lost in high fashion without any of their stars. Not no Jordan, not what's his name? KD, Kyrie, James Harden. None of them boys played the other night. They played all their young stars, and guess what? They got busted. And it was a horrible game. Everybody sitting on the sideline with nothing but masks on. And COVID protocols were good for them. Do shit. But how do you think if who right now, who would you say in your eyes the Bucks are smoking right now? A couple weeks ago, we were talking about the Bucks like, okay, all right, guys, go home. Don't even come to the playoffs. Right. Now they're hot. Giannis is out there like, I was telling you. And everybody's like, yeah, I heard you. But who do you think is the most deadliest team right now? We talked about 2 weeks ago who's the deadliest team. Next week could be another team. Everybody bought injury. 2 weeks, 3 weeks from now, we talk about totally different thing. But right now, who is the hottest team in the NBA right now?
I would say the hottest team in the NBA right now is the Utah Jazz. Just due to the fact of how they can create plays and just playing their old fundamental basketball that we like to see. And with Donovan Mitchell just pulling out all the strings and delivering, it just makes a huge difference around the players that he's playing with Rudy Gobert and others. It just makes them so much dominant than it is right now.
I hear that, and I see a comment coming in, and the Celtics, our viewer Joy, and Joy, woman up, but she says the Celtics is the high team. She spoke the words out of my mouth, like she can just see through the camera, she can see in me that I was going to say the Celtics were going to be the team, but because the Celtics are hot. But I can't say this though. One other thing I want to bring up is the fact while we're giving our breakdown is I like the fact that she said the Celtics, but we know a hot team right now, and I won't say they're hot, is the Bucks. And then I want to take away from the Nets in Brooklyn because they're doing their job. Even though injuries, they're doing their job. I don't even want to hear it. They're doing their job. But let's talk about this for a minute. You know how upset I was earlier. Me and Marcus talking, and I talked to Cam earlier. Cam celebrating the birthday of his cousin again. Happy birthday to his cousin. The Atlanta Hawks traded, how you say his name?
Rajon Rondo.
Rondo to the Clippers for Lemon Pepper Williams. I got the season in my cabinet, damn it. But I don't need him in there. But one thing is, you know how, man, they traded him, Rondo, to the Clippers for Lemon Pepper Lou Williams. And then the fact you gave him a future second round draft pick. Are you kidding me? It's like trade Andy Dalton for Matt Stafford. It's trash. It's like trade Tony Romo for Andy Dalton. It's trash. It's like trade Kirk Cousins for Ryan Fitzpatrick. It's trash. It's like trade Eli for Peyton. That's what I mean. That's a good thing. But Joe Flacco for Sam Darnold. It's trash. I don't like it. That ain't gonna do on the same sport. But the thing is, and I'm hot. I'm pissed. You went to the store, and I don't care how much you like Lay's chips. Guess what? You went and bought a bag of original Lay's chips, and then you went and got a bag of lemon pepper Lay's chips. You went out there and got the same thing. You telling me you went up there and got Utz regular Ripple, and then you went and got Lay's regular Ripple. And guess what you did? You flopped, and guess what? You made great Kool-Aid at your grandma's house, and then you went to your mama's house and made Kool-Aid at your mama's house. And guess what that was? Great. It's the same thing. You want to know something else? You just sit there and you put the same jersey on, the same style of player. They didn't get nothing else. And let me tell you something else. You went to the store and you bought Clorox wipes and you went and got Lysol wipes. It's the same thing. You went to the store and you bought Germ-X and then you went and got Walmart brand. That's what? It's hand sanitizer. Then you want to know what something else, Marcus? You went and bought a toothbrush from Walmart, and then you went to Kroger, and you got a Walmart toothbrush, and you want to know what that is? It's the same old thing. I'm telling you. I didn't know. Versus the Yankees. Then the Green Bay Packers doing dumb stuff, and then Lemon Pepper Williams. Then no. Out. I'm mad, America. I'm mad. I'm highly upset. I'm tired. Don't worry about what Marcus got in his cup. Just know he got some in his cup. Yeah. I'm highly pissed. Good God. Do you got anything from the trade, from what you've seen in the NBA trade that you liked? That was a good move.
Only thing that I like so far is the Miami Heat picking up Victor Oladipo.
Yes.
I think that was a very good move, just to add some more depth and just add that pieces to the puzzle.
They did not have any, and I mean almost any big man in the Miami Heat's category. They had Iguodala. He's not really a big man. Yeah. They had a slower big man, but I mean, this guy can help do it all.
I mean, they had Shaq back in the day.
Yeah, Shaq. That was yeah. that was a lot to talk about. And one other thing we're going to talk about, and that has to do with, make sure I ain't miss nothing in my notes. And yeah, I'm drawing X and L. People, don't worry about all of that. Don't worry about behind the clipboard. Just know that you listen to the show, all right? But I do got a lot. Cam's Corner not here today. So wherever the hell he may be at, and I think he's celebrating his cousin's thing. Drink one for me. But as you see, we got a new background and Goal Getters. We are still in the works, under construction with our logo. I got a guy that can do amazing jobs on logos, and we're just working it out so we can make sure we get everything as far as copyright, as far as everything else, the trademarking, and not only that, getting a logo that doesn't look like anybody else. So that's why it's taking us so long. And guess what? You about to get some merch. And I tell you, on the top of that, we talk about Hitting the mark. Goode Entertainment has been here on 3 years. On 3 years.
Time is flying.
Really. I mean, grandma and grandpa used to tell you, you won't know time flying until you get older. And then I guess we got old enough, the time flew. But one thing we're working on, also getting that merchandise. On top of that, getting that logo out. And then I have to say a special thank you to you guys as the owner of GGE and from the cast of GGE that sits here with me every week. And yeah, these guys don't get paid. These guys come on volunteer and effort. But if I run into some moolah, I definitely got them. But, and they know that. And one thing of the matter is, we reached 700 viewers about 3 or 4 nights ago. 12 o'clock. I didn't call Marty because I knew you had to go to work. And I knew I had to go to work and I was tired. But we hit 715 viewers because of you. You and your families, you and your kids, get your kids to watch it. And you gotta reach out. I know a lot of people from professional basketball, professional arena football, from everywhere. I know some people, so I can get some people somewhere to talk to you. On top of that, we got a lot of things cooking up, guys. We will be here tomorrow. That concluded NBA and NFL talks for the day. MLB is about to do their opening day. I think that's tonight or happened today. But on top of that, tomorrow night, guys, 5:30, 5:45. I might let you wait till 6 o'clock. I don't know. I think because everybody gets off at 5:30, I'll wait till 6 o'clock. I may wait till 6:45. And guess what? We'll be back here tomorrow to talk it up about March Madness. It's about to go out. But in the game that you see, we've been watching nail biters. We've been watching 3-point buzzer beaters. We've been grinding. Goal getters. We've been watching nail biters. We've seen high state teams lose. We've seen UNC with Duke and bounce out. We have seen all these good guys get bounced out the club, man and woman in this NCAA. So don't even give me the bluff about me talking about men's basketball, because guess what? I think it's a damn shame they didn't give the girls a tournament, a locker room. They didn't give them a fully equipped gym. That's a damn shame with the NCAA. But one thing of the matter is, the girls are balling out just like the guys. Yeah. So tomorrow night, you'll see me and MPG here, back in your house, back in your screen, looking at you through your TV. And we'll be here cutting it up, cutting the rug on March Madness, talking it up, chalking it up. And I even got a new song coming out from GGE. I'm working with somebody. I promise you that. And the only time I'm talking about this is the bottom difference of it is March Madness. Let me give you a few of the games going on between Saturday and Sunday. Boy, oh boy, Sweet 16 sounds so fun. That's so long ago for me. But one thing is, we got Florida State playing Michigan. That's a ranked 4 playing against ranked 1. And we just see ranked 11 take out ranked 2. And then on top of that, we got UCLA ranked number 11. We got Alabama, number 2 in their hometown. We got Oregon and USC playing. Guess what? A ranked 6 and a ranked 7 playing in their house. We got Princeton and Gonzaga. Boy, oh boy, how would the world shake up if Gonzaga lost to them? Oh my, a ranked 5 team came up in here and stunk up the joint. You wouldn't know what I got to say about it when it comes to that day. I would laugh that night. But then you got Oral Roberts and Arkansas, a ranked 15 playing a ranked 3. Boy, oh boy, whatever ranked 15 came in Arkansas, so I'll see that. But then you got Villanova and Baylor, boys, ranked 5, playing another ranked 1, and we know what Villanova's worried about. We know what they're thinking about, and they said we coming because we hungry. And on top of that, you got Syracuse playing Houston. And that boy, that's another low-ranked school, 11, ranking against Houston number 2. And it's more games than that because it's March Madness and it's not over yet. Because guess what? Today is the 25th. And we still got a lot of time left. You don't even want to know how TG's going to be when the national championship comes on. You don't even want to see me. You might see me sitting back, sipping on my gin and Deuce.
Good song, by the way.
That is a good song. But guys, like you said, you see the cash app in our thing. Like, share, subscribe. If you watch it from YouTube, you watch it from Twitter, you watch it from Facebook. Get them fingers hot. Our cash out there at money sign trust Goode. Yeah, that goes right to Goode Guys Entertainment pot, luck pot, and that goes right there. Not only that to purchase merchandise. That helps us with the bill for this place. It helps us with the lighting, helps us with the equipment, that helps us with everything. Because we all in this together.
So is it money or money?
Money with a double E. But if anything's greatly appreciated, I don't care if you give me a penny, I don't care if you give me the thousands, anything, penny, 1 cent, all the way up, $1, all the way down, 25 cents, I don't care, anything greatly appreciated. Some people are like, I need 25 bucks. I'm like, yeah, I just need $1. I'll make it work with $1. I guarantee that. And we all greatly appreciate it. That helps with everything. Because all of this stuff is fueled by us guys on the set, our pockets, hard working Americans. So a little support can go a long ways. So we bring you the latest and greatest news in sports. And I promise you that. Unless you can find it, tell me, because I'm different. But tomorrow, 6 o'clock on the dot, we'll be here live watching you watch us with our goal getter. And always remember, always remember that you gotta go out and make your money. And not only that, you gotta count your money and make sure it's right, because Phil said so. But guys, that concludes NFL, NBA, MLB, and boy, we got soccer coming too. In March Madness, we'll be here tomorrow, 6 o'clock p.m. Eastern time. But as always, guys, please stay masked up, stay hand sanitized. If you can get the vaccine, get it. Yeah, I haven't got it yet. I know numerous of family members that have secured the vaccine, my parents and grandparents included, and they're feeling amazing. Now, everybody's body is different. I will say that. But stay masked up, stay 6 feet, double mask if you have to. Just avoid going into large crowds. Because like you, I want the summertime vibe. I want to be out at the cookout with the grill. I want to be bumping and grinding in the backyard and cutting up that rug and smelling that good charcoal on that hamburger and on that hot dog with that coleslaw, chili, and mustard onions.
What they know about it?
They don't know nothing about that. That's why they want to stay inside. I'm not staying inside. I need some fresh air. You know what it felt like today? Get your ass up and mask up, man, till I get my money. Honey. But again, guys, hey, as always, I would say be blessed, save the rest, guys. Hey, I'm writing X's and O's. Peace.